What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Cooking with Clams. I'm Will, here in the Florida Everglades, going out for some invasives today. And I got two special people with me. One, you'll recognize this face, Kelly.
Hello.
And that's for those of you that don't know, but I know you know, that's Kelly Young. Go check out her channel. And then I have Captain Josh with us.
What's up, guys?
And Josh is going to tell you what we're doing today and what his outfit is.
It's a really good time of year to go out and fish right now because we are in low water season out here in the Florida Everglades, and what that means is all the fish have to come out of the shallows and pretty much seek their safe haven in the canal. So that makes for really good fishing for us. This is just a guesstimate because I've grown up here and fished here my whole entire life, but I would say probably about 75 to 80% of the fish that we have down here, specifically in Southeast Florida, are invasive species. The main two that we're going to be targeting today in this area are tiger Oscars and Mayan cichlids, but there's peacock bass out here, there's walking catfish, largemouth bass, sunfish, warmouth. There's an endless amount of different species that we're going to run into.
What's
today.
the charter?
The charter is Epic Airboat Tours. So we actually do eco tours, python hunts, iguana hunts, fishing charters, hog hunts, pretty much anything that you can think of down here in the Florida Everglades, we can do it. And we provide a hell of a time while we're out here. So
there you go. It's your one-stop charter business for anything you're looking for down here in the Everglades. About a year ago, I had texted Kelly and was like, hey, where can I get Oscars? Learned about those fish, learned that they're delicious, they're invasive, and I was like, I want to cook, I want to catch and cook one of these guys. And now, almost a year and a half later, Kelly texts me and goes, what are you doing this day? Let's go. And she guaranteed that we'll get Oscar.
Whoa. All right, we got some high expectations now. We got to guarantee Oscars.
She said it was an absolute.
So this is a man-made structure called the spillway. They pretty much, in the 1950s, when we cut the Everglades in half, they dug out these canals, which are lined with limestone rock, and pretty much made these spillways to help the flow of water. As they cut it in half, they needed to help enhance the flow of water, so it makes really good for fishing. Gyres. Pretty much good to go.
All right.
Oh my God, I wish to. It'd be so sweet.
Yeah.
They'll hit it on the way down. I think that's an Oscar. I think that's an Oscar. I think that's an Oscar. There it is. There it is.
Well, there we go. See, Kelly guaranteed an Oscar. And here we are.
How slimy are those
Oh
little
yeah, so pretty cool fish. They're invasive. They're from South America. They actually can't survive in water colder than 53 degrees, so they thrive here in Florida. What it means to be invasive is that they don't necessarily eat the other fish, but they hammer the food source of other fish, and they're really prolific in mating, and they protect their brood. Where other fish's eggs are getting decimated, these guys really protect every little baby. So there we go, our first Oscar. If I was a guessing man, the Oscars are piled up in the rocks, like next.
I'm in the warmouth. I just caught literally in the rock.
In the rock, yeah.
A little bit, which hopefully the next like month.
Mm-hmm.
I want to take my camper somewhere in the Everglades. Like it's gonna be more towards the west coast, and then do some like nighttime.
Oh, what in the world?
That's an Oscar.
Is it? Holy smokes, this thing's fighting good.
That's my guess. Yeah, it's an Oscar.
Yes!
Big one.
All right.
I'm like 98%.
Okay.
You can.
I don't know.
Flip it.
All right. Oh, I told you they were in the rocks. That first one was tiny. So these guys start reproducing at 4.5 inches but they can get to over a foot. Look at that thing. All right, we're gonna see if we can get another one. I would like to do a side-by-side with mine cichlid and an Oscar to see how they taste.
We gotta catch them on.
There we go. Oh. There we go, mine cichlid. Another South American or Amazon fish. They're absolutely beautiful, but they're wrecking the other species. And I mean, they become so invasive, they're almost native.
You know, it'd be so sick if we just threw a cast net right here.
I don't think you'd be able to get it up.
Yeah.
How do I can get that job. Oh.
Oh.
That's the right one.
Yay. Another one on the board.
Oh.
Yeah, I think I asked Mike, and I put in for work, and Mike said no, so I never get pulled for anything.
That's a pretty good mine. Yeah.
Nice.
Alright, sorry buddy, you're coming home. They shrink when you pull them up. They look big down there. But
Is that one going to Key West?
that one, yeah, sorry. We gotta do the side by side.
They're really pretty, aren't they?
They are. This is beautiful fish.
And they create competition for all our native species, and they're also really aggressive. So definitely doing a favor to the ecosystem, taking these guys out and making the most of it by eating them. I don't know what your guys' time schedule was like for today, but
There we go. Yeah, you were here once before?
I was.
Doing what?
We were snake hunting out here for Burmese pythons, and with the help of Otto, which is Python Cowboy's dog, he snipped us out a 10-foot python and we snatched it up.
so we're gonna pull right up onto this bank. We're gonna take a few casts here, right in this cut through. It's an end crash landing.
Oh. Oh,
That's kinda
smooth.
Yeah, so sick. I want to get one of those cast nets that you see, like those.
There we go.
Ooh, good one.
You on?
Hold up.
Oh, this one.
Warmouth.
They love you.
Oh my gosh. Go somewhere.
Go somewhere else.
Go catch a largemouth.
Open!
Oh,
No
go!
way!
What the heck?
That's sick! I've been trying to catch one of those for so long. That is so awesome. That is sick.
It literally jumped out of the water like a largemouth bass, and I'm like, that's funny looking, honestly. It's a really skinny largemouth. What the heck?
That's
I think
sick.
the reason why that this bowfin was right here is because don't go anywhere.
This is just silly fishing.
It is, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Yeah.
there we go. That's a little better one.
Oh yeah, that's a nice Oscar.
Oh, this one's got a ton of spots. Look at all those. They're cool. Super, super cool. And they're thick. They're barrel shaped, so you get a good fillet off of that.
So, I have to have Will over there. What do you got?
Oscar! Another Oscar. Man, these things, you would think.
The Oscar catch fishing king.
You would think they were a lot bigger.
We're on his mud boat right now, and it looks like is duck season getting started?
They have a funny name. They're called the Jaguar Guapote cichlid.
Really?
Yeah.
Are they invasive as well?
They are invasive, same from South and Central America. One of the coolest things about them is they got like this extendo mouth on them. You see that?
Yeah.
They'll pick stuff right off the top of the water. They sit like this and then... But that's a pretty cool. We're catching all sorts of stuff.
Yeah. Jaguar cichlid. These are cool looking, huh?
They're really cool. I'm so surprised we have not caught a bass right here. Put on a worm on one of these.
Those are very cool looking. Little warmouth. All right, so the rule of thumb is that if you can see the fish, they can see you. At least I dropped right on their heads. Oh, there we go. Oh, is he going in? Come on. There he goes. Expert release. That is a juicy one. And over here we got the biggest catch happening.
What's up? We got a trouble in the sock. And then
Yeah,
the other one. There we go.
You caught the shark on the sock.
Perfect.
It was perfect. All right, this guy's going in the box. There goes Godzilla.
Camera shot. You catch anything. Scott the man.
Thank you.
There we go, there we go. God, these things fight awesome. Oh, that thing is lit up.
Come on, Gator. It was this
That's a
size.
stud. Look at that gator.
Look at this Oscar. Look how lit up he
that
is.
one's pretty, dude.
Hold on, hold
Yeah,
on.
you gotta-
That one's got a lot of red on it. That one's sweet.
Look at that. Pretty non-stop day. I didn't show you every catch. If I did, I mean, we boated, I don't know, probably like 60 fish.
Yeah.
Something like that. It was just, every time you threw a hook in the water, you caught a fish, and some of them were substantial, a lot of them were small, but all of them were fun. I actually got something waiting for me down in Key West that is going to dictate how I cook these fish. This is where Kelly will say goodbye.
Goodbye.
We're parting ways at the boat ramp. I'm going to go south, she's going to go north. And Josh, thank you.
Absolutely.
For an amazing day. And just remind them the fishing charter and where we are.
Epic Airboat Tours. We're down in Broward County in the southern portion of the Everglades. My Instagram is Josh Catches. Epic Airboat Tours is our main. You can look us up online and book, and I promise you'll have a good time.
I can say if it's anything like the day we had today, you'll be tired. You'll say enough is enough and let's go, because it was nonstop. All right, guys, I'll see you in the kitchen. So the last thing that I said out on the water was that I was getting a package that was going to dictate how I cooked the Oscar and cichlid, and it arrived as I was coming down, so perfect. Also, if you hear noise in the background, we got the Blue Angels again practicing. They got a show coming up tomorrow, so it might be a little bit noisy, but let me show you what came. So I'm gonna unbox that, get it all set up, and then we'll get to cooking. I'll put a link underneath so that you guys can see, but we're gonna check this grill out and see if it's worth it. I think so. We'll give it a shot. So we're just gonna take the scales off. They got pretty light scales. I probably could have even cooked it with, but we're gonna do skin on as well. And we're just gonna cook the 2 largest ones of the day, because I'm just making lunch for myself. There you go, pretty easy scaling job here. The Oscars almost look like a triple tail, or like we get up north, the blackfish, the tautog. And then all I'm gonna do is just cut down all the way through, pull out the gills and innards, and then we'll get them in a marinade ready for the grill real quick. So you start at the anal vent here and just cut all the way up. Right there is going to be the toughest spot to cut. And then I open up here so you can see that connection to the front. Give that a snip. And now disconnect the gills from the collar. There's the membrane that connects the gills also to the collar. And you could break it with your finger, but there you go. So now the only place the gills are connected is the very inside, right there. And you can, on smaller fish, separate it with your finger. On bigger fish, you would take a knife to that. But grab a hold here, pull up, and now the entire gills are out. And then we pull out the guts. And I just sprayed it out, but just to show you all cleaned up there, what it looks like. And that black you're seeing is just the lining on the stomach. It's kind of like the black belly rose snappers that we get down here. But that's it, ready to go. Let's get these in a marinade. So the grill is all set up. I just gotta grab some propane, throw that on there. And then I'm gonna let it run for a little while just to burn off anything from the factory that could be on the grill plates. But there we go, sweet little grill. Waited for the Blue Angels to finish practicing, but now the wind picked up out of control, so we'll make this kind of fast. I got here just a plastic bag. I'm gonna throw my fish. That is a hefty Oscar. That is really a good one. I'm gonna make my marinade in the bag. So I have here some fish sauce. Put a good amount of that in. This is calamansi. It's you could use lemon lime. It's a Filipino citrus. So just a little bit of that. Also, before I forget, I put a couple of slits into the fish so that the marinade can get in there. And then I have here some coconut vinegar. Add a little bit of that. Not too much. Instead of soy sauce, we're gonna keep up with the theme, and I got coconut aminos. And this we will use a healthy amount of, because that's where, that and the fish sauce is gonna be where all our salt comes from. And that is it. I'm gonna seal that up and throw this into the fridge, and every so often come by and give it a flip so that every side gets marinated. But I'm gonna give this at least 45 minutes. All right, now we're gonna make our side. So I'm just gonna make a cucumber salad. We're gonna do what's called the pencil cut. So you just keep rolling, cut it at an angle. So I'm gonna do 2 cucumbers like that. Throw them in the bowl. Then we're gonna add half a shallot, maybe even a little bit less actually, but just a bit of really finely diced shallot. Also, I got these long hots. I'm actually gonna throw these into the marinade, but give them a couple a couple of pokes so the marinade can get in there. And then these will go on the grill with our fish. So those are going in the bag. A couple of scallions. This is going to be for garnish later. Now we're going to cut these nice and long, and then we're going to put them into ice water, and it makes them curl up. And they just make a really nice garnish. So now for our cucumbers, I'm gonna go a little spoonful of garlic sambal, and that is chili paste. Some white sesame seeds, tiny dash of sesame oil. This stuff goes a long way, so not too much there. A couple dashes of our coconut aminos, some black pepper, and a little bit of garlic salt. We'll give this a stir, and we're gonna let it just sit and marinate until our fish is done. And what'll end up happening because of that salt and the soy sauce and the salt, the actual salt we put on, those cucumbers are gonna release a bunch of their water, and it's gonna make kind of a sauce for this. Had this going for a little bit, full blast. It's about 600 in there. Gonna add olive oil to make everything non-stick, and we're gonna let this go for a couple more minutes just to make sure our fish comes off nice and easy. And I will also say something that I've never had on a grill, although I'm sure after using it that window will get pretty clouded over, but to be able to look in there and see your food cooking instead of having to open it up and lower the heat, that's kind of cool. Pepper looks good. Put him up there. All right, grab the spatula. We'll break these guys free. I just don't want to tear them. But first, we're gonna put just a little bit of oil on top of this side, so when we flip it, they won't stick either. Oh, that is beautiful. Now I'm gonna go in with a little bit of salt. So sometimes when I'm grilling, I salt afterwards because I don't want that salt to make the fish release more moisture, and then you have more of a chance of it sticking. All right, this guy's pretty good, just up top there. There we go. Let's bring him down. Oh my goodness gracious. Trusty old toadfish. The fish will tell you when it's ready. You might need just a little bit more with a little higher heat, and then I'll pop off. But one of the reasons I like making these slits is to tell if we're cooked. This guy needs a little more time. I got a feeling this one is ready. Oh yeah. So I also just want to go over, so after I took them out of the marinade, I did wipe them dry. And the reason why is exactly this. Watch. There you go. Look at that. Let's see. How are we looking? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Our scallions are nice and curly. And then I'm going to put a little bit of ponzu. It's basically soy sauce with citrus. All right, I think even with the mic on, you guys might get a little too much wind, but we'll make this quick. So we're going in on the Oscar first, okay? Oh, does look good. Okay, now the mine cichlid. I'm not gonna say anything until I've bitten into both. Okay, first impression, wow. Really, really firm texture. Almost like a tuna. Not much difference in the taste as far as just taste goes. I would say they're pretty similar. Very, very similar in taste. I just can't get over that texture. No muddy flavor, no, doesn't taste swampy or anything like that, like a freshwater fish can. Very, very clean. Our cucumber salad is really good. Now, granted, they would have been on the smaller side, but we could have sunk the boat in these guys. Every single cat. Oh, it's good. It is very, very good. But every cast was resulting in a fish, and I was trying to keep only the ones on the larger side, just because I didn't want to fillet all those small fish. But if we wanted to, we could have fed an army, and there was no shortage of them whatsoever. Big thank you for Kelly hooking it up. That was awesome. It's something I've wanted to do for so long. The minute I saw an Oscar, I was like, I want to catch one of these. So thank you for making that happen for me. And I will see you on the next one.